All eyes are on Scott Peterson once again more than 20 years after he was convicted for the horrific murder of his pregnant wife, Laci. In a petition filed by the Los Angeles Innocence Project, the now 52-year-old declared he's not guilty and claimed he's completely harmless, News.com can reveal. Scott, in a 126-page declaration, detailed why he's not the person responsible for his wife's death. I have steadfastly maintained my innocence from the moment my wife went missing on December 24, 2002, throughout my trial, appeal, and post-conviction proceedings, and to this day. I had absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance and deaths of my wife and son. I am not a violent person. Laci was reported missing on Christmas Eve 2002. Almost 4 months later, only the 27-year-old's torso was found along the Point Isabel shoreline in the San Francisco Bay. Just one day earlier, 2 people had spotted the body of a male fetus near the same spot, later confirmed to be her son, Connor. Scott was arrested and charged with both murders days later. He was 30 years old. Despite being sentenced to death in 2004, he was resentenced to life in prison without parole in 2021. Now with the Innocence Project by his side, Scott may have a chance to see the light of day as they back his theory about who allegedly killed Laci. On April 21, new evidence and witness statements were presented to the court, which focused on the theory that Laci was murdered by 2 burglars, Stephen Todd and Donald Pierce, after she witnessed their crime. They also claimed Scott was on a fishing trip by himself when it all allegedly went down. According to attorney Keith B. Johnson, who also runs a podcast titled The Lawyer's Lounge, Scott's defense has their work cut out for them. He said, "New evidence must be substantial and have the likelihood of playing a key role in the jury's decision, thus nullifying the verdict. The judge must engage in speculative analysis, but newly discovered evidence is the strongest a defendant can present at a habeas hearing. The ruling might hinge on the testimony of the defense witnesses. The court will need to hear more details about the burglary and provide a timeline of events, which could exclude Scott Peterson as the killer," he added. Johnson also believes there is a possibility the court could grant the habeas motion, which requires a person in custody to be brought before a judge to determine legality of their time in confinement. The attorney added, "The court would have to find the newly discovered evidence is so strong that jurors should have been able to consider the evidence before rendering a verdict." Meanwhile, Laci's family dreads the possibility their wounds can be reopened. A relative of Sharon Roca, the mother of Laci, said, "This is a nightmare. This is something we put behind us 20 years ago, and now it's back. We believed then and we believe now that Scott killed Laci and belongs in jail for the rest of his life.